Welcome to Divine Bible Stories. As you close your eyes and prepare to drift into peaceful slumber, let us guide you through the timeless tales of the Bible. Join us on a journey of faith, wisdom, and tranquility. Each night, we'll delve into a different story, inviting you to immerse yourself in the ancient narratives that have inspired hearts for generations. Relax, let go, and allow the soothing words to lead you into a restful sleep. If you find solace and inspiration in our content, we kindly ask you to show your support by liking and subscribing to our channel. By doing so, you'll stay connected with us on this sacred journey. Thank you for choosing Divine Bible Stories as your companion for bedtime storytelling. May these stories guide you to peaceful dreams and a refreshed spirit. Now let the whispers of the past carry you into a serene slumber. The Journey of Abraham, a story of faith and legacy. In the ancient mosaic of history, where civilizations whispered their tales through the corridors of time, a man named Terah dwelled in the land of Ur. His life was woven with significance, for within his household were 3 sons, Abram, Nahor, and Haran. These sons, like threads carefully connected in a grand design, held within them the potential to shape the destiny of generations. Among these sons, Abram held a unique place. His name would echo through the ages as a symbol of steadfast faith and the embodiment of a legacy that transcends time. But before his name would resound as a father of nations, his story began within the humble confines of Terah's household. At the heart of this tale lay Abram's marriage to Sarai, a woman of grace and beauty. Though her name would later be changed to Sarah, her significance remained unaltered. She was not merely a wife. She was a partner in the divine journey that would unfold before them. Together, Abram and Sarai embarked on a journey that would take them far beyond the boundaries of their homeland. Their love was not just the bond between 2 individuals, but a testament to their shared purpose in the unfolding story of faith and legacy. Little did they know that their steps would lead to an odyssey that would challenge their beliefs, strengthen their trust, and etch their names into the annals of faith. As we unravel the story of Abraham, we delve into a narrative that resonates with the essence of human existence, the call to venture into the unknown, the trials that test the limits of faith, and the enduring legacy that transcends the sands of time. Join us on this journey as we follow in the footsteps of Abraham, a man whose faith would shape the course of history and whose legacy would inspire generations to come. God's call and covenant. Amidst the bustling streets of the ancient city of Ur, where life unfolded in a symphony of sounds and colors, a solitary figure named Abram stood beneath the star-studded canvas of the night sky. The air was pregnant with anticipation, as if the very cosmos held its breath in expectation of a divine encounter. It was here, in the heart of a bustling civilization, that the Creator's whisper found its way to Abram's ears. The voice was not loud, nor did it carry the weight of thunder. Instead, it was a gentle yet commanding presence that reverberated within Abram's very being. As he gazed up at the celestial expanse above him, he became acutely aware of his own insignificance in the vast realm of the universe. "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household," the voice resonated, each word infused with an otherworldly authority. "Go to the land I will show you." Abram's heart, a mosaic of emotions, was touched by the divine summons. The command was simple, yet the implications were profound. He was being called to leave behind the familiar, the comfort of his homeland, and embark on a journey into the unknown, an odyssey that would test the very fabric of his faith. As the moon cast a silvery glow upon the landscape, the voice continued, each word unveiling a promise that transcended the boundaries of human comprehension. "I will make you into a great nation," the Creator declared. "I will bless you abundantly, and I will make your name renowned, a legacy that will span the ages." Abram's heart beat in rhythm with the Creator's words. His faith, a flame ignited within him, burned resolutely in the face of uncertainty. He was being offered not just a new destination, but an unbreakable covenant, a bond that transcended time, space, and human limitations. With a heart steadfast and a spirit ignited, Abram responded to the divine call with an unwavering conviction. His faith was not just a reaction to a voice in the night. It was a response to a sacred promise that echoed through the corridors of eternity. And so, beneath the canopy of stars, Abram's journey of faith and legacy began, a journey that would shape the destiny of nations and weave his name into the narrative of humanity's relationship with the divine. Journey to the Promised Land. The morning sun painted the sky in hues of gold as Abram gazed upon the city of Ur, his ancestral home. A decision had been made, a divine call that beckoned him to leave behind the comforts of familiarity and embrace the unknown. By his side stood his wife Sarai, a woman of grace and determination, her eyes reflecting a mixture of anticipation and uncertainty. As the city bustled around them, the couple's departure was marked by a sense of purpose, their hearts united by a faith that transcended the tangible world. Joined by their nephew Lot, a young man of potential, the trio set out on a journey that was more than a physical transition. Their path weaved through a labyrinth of landscapes, each place telling its own story of fleeting encounters and new horizons. Among these waypoints was Haran, a city enveloped in the whispers of history. Here, beneath the vast sky and amidst the bustling market, the travelers rested for a time. It was here that their faith was put to the test as they encountered challenges, the heat of the sun, the scarcity of provisions, and the weariness that accompanies a journey of such magnitude. The bustling city of Haran welcomed Abram, Sarai, and Lot with its vibrant streets and a cacophony of sounds. The air was thick with the scent of spices, and merchants called out their wares as the trio navigated the crowded market. Despite the energy that surrounded them, Haran posed its own set of challenges, testing the travelers in unexpected ways. As the travelers settled into Haran, they encountered the first challenge, the language barrier. The city's dialect was foreign to them, a symphony of unfamiliar sounds that left them feeling isolated in the midst of a bustling crowd. Simple tasks, such as purchasing supplies or seeking directions, became a game of gestures and broken phrases, highlighting their vulnerability in this new environment. The city's pace was relentless, a stark contrast to the nomadic rhythm they had known. Haran's people were bound by their routines, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of the urban landscape. The constant movement and the fervor of trade could be overwhelming for newcomers like Abram and his companions, who were more accustomed to the unhurried pace of the open road. The intricacies of city life were accompanied by a different kind of challenge, the challenge of trust. As newcomers, they had to be cautious of those who saw them as outsiders. Establishing connections and building relationships required a delicate balance of openness and caution. Abram's discernment was put to the test as he navigated through a web of motivations and intentions, always seeking the path that aligned with his journey's purpose. In the midst of the city's activity, the travelers also faced the challenge of finding a place to rest. Accommodations were limited, and the trio often found themselves seeking refuge in less than ideal spaces. Sleeping in unfamiliar surroundings with the sounds of the city echoing around them required them to draw upon their inner reserves of resilience and adaptability. Yet, within the challenges, there was a silver lining, the opportunity to learn and adapt. Each obstacle presented a chance for growth and transformation. The vibrant culture of Haran invited them to experience a different way of life, to learn from its people, and to find common ground amid the differences. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Haran continued to test their endurance and their ability to find solace amidst the chaos. Through it all, Abram, Sarai, and Lot held on to their faith, allowing it to guide them through the maze of challenges. The city became a temporary sanctuary for their journey, a place where they would gather strength before resuming their path toward the land of promise. And as they looked toward the horizon, the challenges they faced in Haran were woven into the fabric of their story, enriching their journey and shaping their legacy. Divine encounters and covenant renewal, a promise in Canaan. Leaving behind the bustling streets of Haran, Abram, Sarai, and Lot resumed their journey towards the unknown. The landscape transformed around them as they ventured southward, leaving behind the city's sights and sounds for the serene expanse of the open road. With each step, the promise that had set them on this path seemed to beckon them forward, guiding them towards their destination. The land of Canaan unfolded before their eyes, its beauty a testament to the Creator's artistry. Rolling hills, lush valleys, and gentle rivers painted a landscape of abundance. As they journeyed through this new land, their surroundings became a tapestry of colors and textures, each element contributing to the symphony of the journey. In the midst of this breathtaking landscape, Abram felt a deep connection to the land. It was as if the earth itself whispered stories of generations past and dreams of generations to come. The gentle rustling of leaves and the melody of birdsong became a harmonious chorus, accompanying their steps and enveloping them in a sense of belonging. It was in this land of promise that Abram encountered a divine presence once again. Under the shade of an ancient oak tree known as the Oak of Moreh, Abram felt a stirring within his heart. A stillness settled over him, a sacred hush that seemed to bridge the gap between the earthly and the ethereal. In this moment of quiet contemplation, a voice spoke to Abram, a voice that resonated with the ages, carrying the wisdom of the universe. It was a voice that held the weight of promises yet to be fulfilled and the assurance of a destiny yet to be realized. God's words echoed through the chambers of Abram's soul, a covenant that sealed their relationship in eternity. "I will give this land to your descendants," the voice declared, infusing each word with the richness of divine intent. The promise was like a river of hope that flowed through Abram's heart, watering the seeds of faith that had been sown within him. The land of Canaan, with its beauty and abundance, was to be the inheritance of his descendants, a legacy that would echo through time. As the promise settled within him, Abram's spirit was renewed with a sense of purpose. The challenges of the journey, the unfamiliarity of the terrain, and the uncertainties that lay ahead were all embraced within the scope of this promise. With each step, he walked in the assurance that he was part of a greater narrative, one that stretched far beyond his own lifetime. With the Oak of Moreh as a witness, the covenant was established, binding Abram to a destiny that would unfold over generations. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the land, Abram's heart was filled with gratitude. The journey had brought him to this moment, a moment where the divine encounter reaffirmed his path, his purpose, and his legacy. And so, under the vast expanse of the Canaanite sky, Abram continued his journey, his steps guided by faith, his heart anchored in the promise. The echoes of the Oak of Moreh carried forward, a reminder of the covenant that would shape the destiny of nations and the legacy of a man whose faith had illuminated the ages. The birth of Ishmael and the promise of Isaac, navigating complex paths. Amidst the ebb and flow of time, as seasons turned and landscapes shifted, the journey of Abram and Sarai carried them through moments of joy and challenges unforeseen. The passage of years painted lines of experience on their faces, while the echo of promises whispered through their hearts. Yet the fulfillment of one promise remained elusive. Sarai, once youthful and vibrant, found her days marked by a silent ache, an ache for the laughter of a child, for the pitter-patter of little feet echoing through their tents. The years had etched a tale of childlessness, a narrative that carried a weight of longing and unspoken dreams. With a heart full of love for his wife, Abram wrestled with his own emotions. The promises of descendants as numerous as the stars seemed to be entwined with the barrenness that gripped Sarai. The journey, which had once been a path paved with hope, now seemed to tread through shadows of unfulfilled expectations. In a culture where lineage and legacy held profound significance, the inability to bear children was a weight that Sarai bore heavily. It was a burden that weighed not only on her, but on their shared destiny. In her moments of vulnerability, her faith wavered, and the echoes of laughter, once a hopeful echo of their future, became a reminder of what had not come to be. With a heart aching to see his beloved wife find solace, Abram and Sarai embarked on a course that would take them into uncharted territory. In a move that was both courageous and complex, Sarai offered her maidservant Hagar as a wife to Abram, a decision woven from love, desperation, and cultural expectations. The contours of this new arrangement proved to be treacherous terrain, fraught with emotional complexities that neither had anticipated. As the bond between Hagar and Abram bore fruit, the veil of joy was shrouded in layers of tension. The promise of descendants now carried a bittersweet undertone as Hagar's belly swelled with life, a life that held the potential to reshape the destiny that Abram and Sarai had envisioned. The birth of Ishmael brought with it a swirl of emotions, a blend of joy, longing, and a fresh perspective on the complexities of faith and destiny. Yet, with the light of a new life also emerged the shadows of a reality that was far from the seamless fulfillment of God's promise. The contours of family dynamics, once blurred, now became sharply defined. In the midst of this intricate web of relationships, the divine promise remained unchanged, a beacon of hope that transcended the complexities of human emotions. It was a promise that would be fulfilled not in the expected or calculated ways, but in the realm of the miraculous, a testament to the sovereignty of the Creator who held the threads of destiny in his hands. As the seasons turned and the years flowed, Abram and Sarai's story continued to unfold, a story that encompassed laughter and tears, love and longing, and a journey of faith that navigated the pathways of the human heart. Their legacy was one that resonated with the complexities of the human experience, a tapestry woven with threads of hope, endurance, and the unwavering promise of a God who weaved their lives into a narrative that spanned generations. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah, a tale of wickedness and divine judgment. In the heart of the fertile plain, nestled between rolling hills and sprawling landscapes, lay two cities, Sodom and Gomorrah. These once prosperous cities had become corrupted by a darkness that shrouded their streets and tainted their souls. Wickedness and depravity had engulfed every corner, turning what was once vibrant into a dwelling place of sin. Descent into darkness. The city's moral decline was marked by greed, dishonesty, and a flagrant disregard for the well-being of others. The cries of the oppressed echoed unheard in the streets, while the wealthy reveled in their ill-gotten gains. Perversion, arrogance, and moral decay were rampant, casting a shadow over the lives of the innocent. Abraham's intercession. Amidst the chaos, there lived a righteous man named Abraham. His heart was burdened by the sin that festered in Sodom and Gomorrah. One day, as he walked with God, he gathered the courage to intercede on behalf of the cities. "Shall not the judge of all the earth do right?" Abraham implored, his voice filled with both reverence and concern. And the Creator replied, "If there are 50 righteous people in the city, will you spare it?" Abraham, his heart heavy with the weight of his request, answered, "Yes, Lord. If I find 50 righteous people, I will spare the entire city." Negotiation and mercy. Yet Abraham's compassion knew no bounds, and he continued to plead with the Creator. "What if there are 45 righteous people? Will you spare the city then?" The Creator's voice, a whisper in the winds, responded, "For the sake of 45, I will not destroy it." Emboldened by the Creator's mercy, Abraham persisted. "Lord, do not be angry with me, but what if there are only 40 righteous people?" The Creator's answer echoed through the heavens, "I will not destroy it for the sake of 40. final plea. Abraham's heart yearned for the salvation of the cities, and he dared to ask once more, "Lord, please do not be angry if I speak. What if there are only 30 righteous people?" And the Creator's voice, a tender whisper, promised, "I will not destroy it if I find 30. Gathering his courage, Abraham pressed on. "I will speak once more, Lord. What if there are only 20 righteous people?" The Creator's response was steady and sure. "For the sake of 20, I will not destroy it." Divine mercy, Abraham's heart was filled with hope, but he had one last plea. "Lord, do not be angry, but what if there are only 10 righteous people?" The Creator's voice was a balm to Abraham's soul. "For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it." And with those words, the Creator's mercy and patience were made known. Abraham had negotiated with the divine, and in doing so, he demonstrated the compassion that lay within the heart of God. The angel's warning amid the trials of Sodom and Gomorrah, the Creator's angels visited the city of Sodom. In the guise of ordinary men, they met Lot, Abraham's nephew, who showed them kindness beyond measure. As the sun set on the city, Lot invited the angels into his home, not knowing the divine purpose they carried. The angels warned Lot of the impending doom that would befall the cities. "Flee for your life," they urged. "Do not look back, and do not stop anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains lest you be consumed." Lot's hospitality and warning Lot's heart trembled with both fear and gratitude. "My lords," he pleaded, "please come to your servant's house. Let me wash your feet, and you can spend the night." The angels agreed, and Lot prepared a feast for them. But the men of the city, driven by their wicked desires, surrounded Lot's house, demanding that the angels be brought out. Lot, standing at the threshold of his home, addressed the mob with urgency. "I beg you, do not act so wickedly. These men are guests in my house, and it is my duty to protect them." But the men of Sodom would not be swayed. Their eyes burned with lust and malice, and they pressed forward, intent on their wicked desires. Divine intervention. As the tension reached its peak, the angels reached out and pulled Lot back into the safety of his home. With a single touch, they struck the mob with a blinding light, rendering them helpless and powerless. "Have you anyone else here?" the angels asked Lot, their voices gentle yet firm. "Sons-in-law, sons, daughters, or anyone you have in the city. Take them out of this place." Lot's heart was heavy as he thought of his family, his sons-in-law who had scoffed at the warning. He hesitated, his eyes brimming with tears. "Escape for your life," the angels urged once more. "Do not look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Escape to the mountains, lest you be consumed." With a heart full of faith, Lot chose obedience over hesitation. He gathered his wife and 2 daughters, and as dawn broke over the horizon, they set out on a journey into the unknown. The promise of Isaac, a symphony of faith. The sunsets and sunrises painted the canvas of time as Abram and Sarai's journey continued, carried forward by the currents of faith and the promises that had been etched into their hearts. Each day was a testament to their endurance, their shared commitment to a destiny that had been woven with the threads of divine assurance. Amid the backdrop of their encampment, where laughter mingled with conversations and the aroma of meals cooked over open fires wafted through the air, a new whisper of promise echoed through the ancient landscape. Sarai, whose name had been changed to Sarah, received a visitation from divine messengers, an encounter that held within it the spark of fulfillment. In the quiet embrace of their tent, Sarah listened as the words resonated through her being, a promise that defied the boundaries of nature. The Creator's voice carried a melody of hope that echoed through the corridors of her soul, igniting a flame of expectancy within her heart. She was to bear a son whose name would resonate with destiny, Isaac, a name etched into the annals of history. The announcement bore both wonder and incredulity. Sarah, whose laughter had once been tinged with disbelief, now found her heart echoing with the laughter of the divine, the laughter of a God who weaved the tapestry of existence with threads of the miraculous. She whose womb had been barren for decades was to become a mother. As the seasons cycled through their eternal dance, the passage of time carried Sarah's womb through the stages of expectancy, a time marked by hope, anticipation, and prayers whispered in the stillness of the night. The touch of a tiny hand within her, the flutter of a life yet unseen, served as a testimony to the God who held the hands of time itself. In the midst of their shared journey, Abraham's name too underwent a transformation, a shift that bore the weight of his destiny as the father of many nations. The change, seemingly small in letters, was a testament to a faith that had grown through the seasons of waiting. Abraham, whose steps had traversed unfamiliar lands and whose heart had embraced the unknown, now carried a name that resonated with the future. The day of Isaac's birth dawned, its arrival heralded by the cries of a newborn, a cry that carried with it the echoes of promises fulfilled and the birth pangs of destiny. As the first rays of sun kissed the earth, they illuminated the face of Sarah, a face that bore both the lines of age and the radiance of joy. The child of laughter had arrived, a child who embodied the symphony of faith that had played out through the years. The cries of a newborn were joined by the laughter of joyous hearts, a laughter that celebrated the miraculous, the unexpected, and the fulfillment of God's promises. The tapestry of their journey, woven with threads of hope, endurance, and the faith that had held them steady, now held a new hue, the vibrant colors of a legacy passed from generation to generation. In the quiet moments as Abraham held his son, as Sarah traced the contours of tiny fingers, they knew that their journey was far from over. The challenges of the past, the complexities of family dynamics, and the audacity of faith, all were woven into a story that was still being written, a story that would shape the course of history and echo through the corridors of time. Their lives, intertwined with the divine promises that had guided them, now held the legacy of a God who weaved the intricate threads of human existence into a narrative of redemption, purpose, and the unwavering assurance that even amidst uncertainty, faith could build bridges to the extraordinary. The test of faith, sacrifice of Isaac. Years flowed like a river, carrying with them the precious moments that shape a family's narrative. Isaac, the child of laughter and promise, grew in the shadow of the legacy woven by his parents. His laughter joined the chorus of a household that had witnessed the fulfillment of the miraculous. As Isaac matured, a new chapter of Abraham's journey unfolded, an episode that would test the very core of his faith. The divine whisper, the same voice that had guided him from Ur to Canaan, now called upon him to undertake an unimaginable trial. Abraham's heart, heavy with both love and obedience, listened as God's words resonated within him. Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I shall tell you. The command echoed through Abraham's soul, a command that seemed to challenge the very foundation of his existence. Isaac, the fulfillment of God's promise, the embodiment of laughter and hope, was to become a sacrificial offering, an offering that would demand Abraham's surrender of the most precious gift he had received. With the dawn of the new day, Abraham rose from his sleep, his heart burdened with a purpose that defied comprehension. Isaac, unaware of the divine call, joined his father in the journey, the two of them ascending the slopes of Mount Moriah. As their steps carried them higher, as the mountain peaks touched the sky, Abraham's heart wrestled with the tension between obedience and the love he bore for his son. The moment arrived, a moment that suspended time, that held within it the agony of surrender and the ache of faith. The altar was prepared, the wood stacked high, and Isaac, curious yet trusting, questioned his father about the missing lamb for the offering. Abraham's reply, words laced with a faith that defied logic, reverberated through the silence. God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering, my son." The blade gleamed in the sunlight, its steel capturing the intensity of a moment that would reverberate through generations. Abraham's hand, guided by obedience and the knowledge that God's promises held the power to transcend the unthinkable, was poised to strike. But as the blade descended, a divine intervention halted its path. An angel's voice echoed through the air, a voice that carried both relief and revelation. "Do not lay your hand on the boy or do anything to him, for now I know that you fear God, seeing you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." Abraham's faith had been tested, his obedience proved, and in that moment, the future was woven with threads of promise that held the assurance of blessings beyond measure. A ram caught in a thicket, its horns entangled as if by divine design, became the offering that took the place of Isaac, a sacrifice that pointed forward to the ultimate sacrifice, the Lamb of God, who would bear the weight of humanity's redemption. Abraham's journey had led him through deserts, across mountains, and through the corridors of uncertainty. His faith, tried by the furnace of obedience, emerged as pure gold, a testament to the enduring legacy of a man who dared to believe in the impossible, who walked the path of trust even when the way was shrouded in mystery. As Abraham and Isaac descended Mount Moriah, their steps carried with them a bond forged by fire, a bond that spoke of a love that was both human and divine, a love that could hold even the weight of sacrifice. The story of Abraham, a symphony of faith and obedience, had reached a crescendo, but its echoes would continue to resonate through the ages, a melody of hope, promise, and the unwavering belief that even when the journey seemed impossible, faith could bridge the gap between humanity and the divine. Legacy and promise. Fulfilled. Time continued its unending march, leaving its mark on the landscape of human existence. Seasons turned, stars shone, and the legacy of Abraham continued to unfold. Sarah, the mother of nations, had passed from this world, leaving behind a void that echoed with the memories of a life well lived. Abraham's heart mourned the loss of his beloved, but even in grief, he carried forward the torch of faith that had illuminated his journey. As the years pressed on, Abraham's thoughts turned to Isaac, the son of promise. The boy had grown into a man, his heart aligned with the legacy of faith woven by his father. And so, Abraham resolved to find a wife for Isaac, a woman who would share in the covenant that had shaped their family's destiny. With his heart set on the future, Abraham called upon his trusted servant, the one who had journeyed to find Rebekah. The servant's mission was clear: to travel to Abraham's homeland to find a wife for Isaac from among his own kin. Laden with gifts and the weight of responsibility, the servant embarked on a journey that mirrored the steps Abraham had taken years before. Arriving at the city of Nahor, the servant's heart was a tapestry of hope and anticipation. He stood by the well, a place of encounters and destiny, and whispered a prayer to the heavens, asking for guidance and a sign. And then, as if orchestrated by the divine hand, Rebekah appeared, a woman of beauty, kindness, and a heart attuned to the rhythms of providence. As the servant shared his purpose, as he recounted the journey that had led him from Canaan to this very well, Rebekah's heart resonated with a sense of destiny. The servant's gifts of gold and jewels bore witness to the sincerity of his mission, and with courage fueled by faith, Rebekah made a choice that would bind her fate to the promises of God. Her family's consent secured, Rebekah embarked on a journey of her own, a journey that would lead her to Isaac, the man she had not yet met, but whose destiny was intertwined with hers. The moment of their meeting, a scene framed by the backdrop of a setting sun, was a collision of past and future, of promises fulfilled and destinies intertwined. Isaac's heart recognized the providence of the moment, and as he lifted his eyes to meet Rebekah's, the legacy of Abraham reached a new juncture. Their union, a covenant forged in faith, became a continuation of the story that had begun with a whisper in the land of Ur. The faith that had carried Abraham through deserts and trials now spanned generations, carrying with it the assurance of blessings and promise. In the realm of time's unceasing march, where generations come and go like whispers in the wind, the final chapter of Abraham's earthly journey unfolded. His days had been a symphony of faith, trials, and promises fulfilled, and now the weight of age had begun to claim its toll. But before the curtain could fall, the tale of Abraham's legacy would be etched upon the annals of history. In the twilight of his life, Abraham had taken to his side another wife, Keturah, and through her, the earth was blessed with the laughter of children. Zimron, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua, their names resonated like echoes of the past, a chorus of new beginnings. The branches of his lineage had grown and spread, a testament to the fulfillment of divine promises. Yet even as new life blossomed, the shadow of transition loomed. Abraham's bequest was clear. To Isaac, the son of promise, he left the inheritance, the mosaic of blessings crafted over decades. And as his own journey drew closer to its end, Abraham extended gifts to the sons of his concubines, watching them embark on paths untrodden. 175 years, a canvas painted with the hues of time and wisdom, bore witness to Abraham's journey. And then, like a weary traveler arriving at his destination, Abraham breathed his last. His years, a symphony of purpose and faith, culminated in a final exhale, and the world lost a patriarch, a beacon of faith amidst the wilderness of existence. But even in death, Abraham's legacy lived on. Isaac and Ishmael, sons born of different circumstances, united in their grief. Shoulder to shoulder, they laid their father to rest in the cave of Machpelah, a sanctuary nestled near Mamre, where Abraham's journey had taken root. A sacred sepulchre, the final resting place of Abraham and his beloved Sarah, a testament to love and shared destiny. With Abraham's passing, the mantle of divine blessing fell upon Isaac. The lineage of faith continued, sketched into the narrative of history as Isaac lived his days near the well of Bir Lahai Roi. The story of Abraham, a story of faith's triumph and trials, had reached its final chapter, yet its echoes resonated across time, whispering to future generations of the boundless possibilities of faith. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of twilight, the journey of Abraham became a constellation in the night sky of humanity. A constellation that beckoned, reminding all who looked up that faith, like a compass guiding through the wilderness of life, could lead to legacies that transcended time itself. The chapters of Isaac's narrative continued to unfold, each page etched with divine instruction and human endeavors. As Isaac summoned Jacob, the blessings of generations past and the promises of God's covenant filled the air. "Embark on a journey," Isaac proclaimed, "to Paddan Aram, to the household of your maternal grandfather Bethuel. Choose a wife from among the daughters of Laban, your mother's kin." The words of Isaac painted a future vibrant with blessings, echoing the legacy of Abraham's faith. Jacob embarked on this journey, a path of destiny ordained by the divine. Esau, bearing witness to Isaac's commands, realized the Canaanite women displeased his father's heart. In obedience, he sought union with Ishmael's kin, marrying Mahalath to enrich his household. Under the moonlit sky, Jacob's journey unfolded. A night's rest led him to a place of dreams, where a stairway bridged heaven and earth. Angels ascended and descended, a divine manifestation inviting Jacob into communion. A voice, the voice of God, affirmed his heritage, speaking promises as profound as the expanse of the stars. Jacob's descendants would flourish across the land, blessings encompassing all nations. Upon awakening, Jacob's heart trembled in awe, for he stood upon hallowed ground. He anointed a stone, naming the place Bethel, where the divine and mortal intertwined. Jacob, with a heart illuminated by the divine encounter, pledged his devotion. "If the Lord watches over me, leading me safely back," he vowed, "this stone shall stand as God's house, and a tenth shall be returned to the divine hand." Jacob's journey pressed forward, leading him to the land of the eastern peoples. There, beside a well, he encountered Laban's shepherds. Inquiring about Laban, he discovered a shared kinship. Soon, Rachel, Laban's daughter, appeared, her presence an echo of destiny. Jacob, fueled by love, rolled away the stone sealing the well's mouth. Laban's flocks found sustenance, and amidst this act of care, Jacob and Rachel's hearts converged. Their bond blossomed, and Jacob's tears flowed in recognition of fate's embrace. Laban, hearing of Jacob's arrival, rushed to greet him, their connection reaffirmed in warm embraces. Jacob's journey found its purpose, the threads of kinship rekindled, and tales shared within the folds of Laban's home. As days morphed into weeks, Laban proposed a pact, a labor's wage for Rachel's hand. Jacob's love burned brightly, 7 years of service a small price for the love he sought. Yet, as the days swirled by, the years seemed but a fleeting moment. The wedding feast approached, a joyous occasion uniting kin and community. However, under the cover of night, a twist of fate transpired. Jacob's longing found him entwined with Leah, Laban's elder daughter, her veiled presence a harbinger of unforeseen circumstances. Morning brought revelation, and the truth emerged. The blessing of marital union was showered upon Leah, not Rachel. Jacob, perplexed and aggrieved, confronted Laban's deception. Leah's presence, a result of Laban's craft, led Jacob to utter, "Why have you tricked me?" Laban's response was simple, born of tradition, yet laden with promise. Jacob could wed Rachel, but 7 more years of labor were required. 2 brides, 2 unions, and the saga of their lives found itself imbued with threads of love, sacrifice, and fate. Leah, sensing her husband's affection, conceived, birthing sons who bore witness to her journey from yearning to acceptance. Each son's name bore the weight of her emotions, echoing through the ages. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, born in the midst of a family's complex dynamics. In time, Judah emerged, symbolizing praise, and Leah's childbearing ceased. The narrative of Jacob unfolded, a tale painted with love and labor, blessings and burdens. The journey of kinship, love, and destiny continued, each chapter a testament to the intricate design of life. The incident involving Dinah, Jacob's daughter, and Shechem, a ruler of the land, was a stark reminder of the cultural clashes and moral dilemmas that existed. Dinah's encounter with Shechem turned tragic when he forcibly took her and defiled her. Shechem, however, was infatuated with Dinah and sought to make amends by asking his father to arrange a marriage with her. When Jacob learned of Dinah's violation, he chose to withhold immediate action until his sons returned from the fields. His sons, Simeon and Levi, upon hearing of the situation, were outraged by Shechem's act. In a deceptive turn of events, they suggested a compromise that required the Shechemites to undergo circumcision, aligning with the Israelite practice before intermarriage could occur. Shechem and his father Hamor agreed to this proposal, as Shechem was passionately in love with Dinah. However, while the Shechemites were still in pain from their circumcisions, Simeon and Levi took advantage of their vulnerability and attacked the city. They killed all the males, including Hamor and Shechem, and plundered the city. Jacob was deeply troubled by the violent actions of his sons. He feared reprisals from the surrounding peoples and recognized that their deeds had jeopardized their safety. Simeon and Levi defended their actions, arguing that they were avenging their sister's honor. God then instructed Jacob to go to Bethel, where he had encountered God during his journey to escape Esau. In preparation for this journey, Jacob's household purged themselves of foreign gods and buried them under an oak tree. They set out for Bethel, and along the way, God instilled fear in the towns they passed, preventing anyone from pursuing them. Upon reaching Bethel, Jacob built an altar and renewed his commitment to God. God reiterated his promise to Jacob, reaffirming his new name, Israel, and reminding him of the blessings that his descendants would inherit. After this encounter, Jacob continued his journey. Tragedy struck once again as Rachel, Jacob's beloved wife, died while giving birth to her second son, Benjamin. She named him Ben-Oni, meaning son of my sorrow, but Jacob changed his name to Benjamin, meaning son of the right hand. Rachel was buried on the way to Bethlehem, and Jacob erected a pillar to mark her tomb. The narrative concluded with the passing of Isaac, Jacob's father, at the age of 180. Both Jacob and his brother Esau buried their father, marking the end of a generation and the transition to a new chapter in the story of God's chosen people. The complex dynamics of family, relationships, faith, and consequence remained central as the tale of Jacob's life continued to unfold. As the stars twinkle above and the night embraces you, we gently conclude our journey through divine Bible stories. We hope these timeless tales have woven threads of serenity and reflection into the fabric of your dreams. If you found comfort and inspiration in our nightly stories, we invite you to continue this journey with us. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay connected and receive notifications about our upcoming stories. Remember, the wisdom of these stories is always within reach, waiting to guide you on your journey. Until we meet again in the realm of dreams, may peace and tranquility accompany you through the night. Thank you for choosing Divine Bible Stories. Sleep well, dream deep, and awaken with a heart filled with hope.